Hello sisters. I'm leehoo. Let me share with you today some basics about crocheting, including our stitches. Let's do the winding first. Go between the little finger and the ring finger. And I'm going to put it back between our index and middle fingers. Pull it from the outside of the index finger. With our thumb and middle finger, hold this thread. And this is where we're going to crochet. First, go through the crochet here and wrap it around. There will be an intersection. Let's go around again. Finish our needle. Next, let's talk about the hook method of the lock needle. It's very simple. The winding goes directly through the coil just now. Bring the winding directly. We're done hooking the lock. Take a look at the small V shape on the front. This is what we often call a braid needle. Now let's go to the hook method of the short needle. We go through the needle. Bring the winding. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet. We're going around the wire again. 2 coils with crochet. Next, I will explain the hook method of medium winding and long through needles. Our needle. The wires bring in a coil. Now there are 3 coils on the crochet. We wind the wire through these 3 coils at a time. Now let's explain the hook method of the long needle. Let's wind the wire first. Through the needle. Bring the winding. Now there are 3 coils on the crochet. We wind with the first 2 coils. Now there are 2 coils on the crochet. So we're going to wind this wire again through these 2 coils. Next is the hook method of the long needle. We wind the wire once. Wrap the wire twice more. We go through our needle again. Bring the coil. Now there are 4 coils on the crochet. We wind. Take the first 2 coils and then wind the wire with the first 2 coils. And then the wire is wound through the last 2 coils. Then we will explain hook method of cross short needle. He has the same thing as our short needle. Through the needle. Our ordinary short needle is wound from the left. Brought here. We cross the short needle from the right. The coil brought from below. The exercises are all the same. Go through and metabolize from the right. We go first. Go to the unfinished needle of the medium and long needle in the needle mesh. This quantity can be changed. There is no specific quantity. Unfinished needles for medium and long needles. That means we only sold the first 2 star circles. Just leave it alone. Hook a few more sets. Usually I hook a 3 or 4 group. After we ticked 3 sets of unfinished needles here, we're going to put it up. What does vertical mean? That is to say, receive it together. We wind the wire directly through these 4 coils at a time. This is our vertical needle. What about the hook method of our ball needle? It's the opposite of our vertical needle. It's in the same needle. Go and hook 5 unfinished medium and long needles or long needles. After we hook the required number of needles, we wind the wire directly through these 4 coils at a time. This is what we call a ball needle. You can also ask him to find a stylus. Next we talk about cornflower needles. What about corn needles? It is to tick 5 lengths in the same needle. Needle. After hooking 5 long needles, you need to pay attention. 5 needles to the right. Inside this big hole, put the crochet through to our coils. Pull the coil directly through this big hole. This is our cornflower needle. Then we will explain the hook method of flooring groove. We start from our needles. Go hook inside the big hole between. Insert the needle through this big hole. Then put our crochet. Go through and bring the coil up from below. Then the same next to it. Go through the big hole between the eyes of the needle, bring the coil. Now there are 2 coils. We take the coil on the left, straight through the coil on the right. We continue to demonstrate both sides. From this, bring the coil from the big hole between the needles, straight through the coil on the right. Repeat this operation. We'll make such a group appear on our surface. Horizontal pattern. When all our crocheting is done, we need to lock a needle. The locking pin is also very simple. We just wind the wire and bring a coil here. Pull this coil out. Break the wire with scissors. Then pull this thread directly out. Just tighten it. That way our production won't slip again. Next, explain the method of annular needle starting. Let's take the simplest one. It's a locking needle. Let's hook 4 or 5 lock pins first. Crochet according to the size of the loop you need. After hooking, we start from the first needle is half a knitting needle. Put the crochet through. Bring a coil. You just pass the coil on the left through the coil on the right. Marca círculo. Next crochet, it's all in this one. To hook in the middle of the ring we form. I hooked a total of 6 short needles here. And then we bring it in. The method of loop crocheting is that after we tick it out, it's a ring. Usually used in round fabrics.